Hello. Welcome back to another episode of what? The Mind of James. I just dropped my nicotine can here. I'm going to throw a pouch in while we do this episode. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Been a good week. Good friends are hard to come by. I will say that right now. Good friends are really hard to come by. And you don't know where they're going to come from. You have no idea where in life they're going to come from and why they come into your life. So, let's start with a couple friends of mine. Joe Buck, who's been on the podcast recently, quite a few times actually. You know, it was kind of the same with him and Scotty G from the Just Be podcast. I put the Stoned Out podcast out when I was living in Denver. And the reason why I put that podcast out was because I was and still am sick and tired of the 9-to-5 rat race. And I think that, I was working one day and I was just like, to hell with this. Like, I had dates to where I wanted to put out each episode, and I just it was like a month out, and I was just like, screw this. I just want to do this now. So I threw it out there, and the Stoned Out podcast will make a return. It will make a return. I don't know when, but it'll make a return. Probably we're just taking a little hiatus from it. You know what I mean? So anyway, I threw the Stoned Out podcast out there. All of a sudden, I get a message from Scotty. He was like, "Hey man, I noticed your podcast. You want to trade episode for episode?" And I was like, "Cool." And now we're really good friends. He's doing well with his podcast, growing his podcast, doing different things, doing a comedy scene down there in Austin, Texas, and he's been a major help for me. It was just weird on how it happened, because of podcasting. And the same with Joe Buck. I think I liked one of his clips on social media, and then we started talking, and then I was going to be on his podcast, and then he came on my podcast, and then it was just now we're really, really good friends. He's always hanging out in the Discord with us talking. He's just a really good friend of mine, and it's funny how it happens. It's funny how a thing like podcasting would grant you good friends. It's funny how God works. It really is. And you just keep moving along and I've said it before, the same with video games. I have a whole community with video games and people that I, talk to on a daily basis. And even though that I can't go to a bar with them, sitting here and playing, Call of Duty or Sea of Thieves or Ark Raiders or something like that, just has an amazing effect, and you make amazing friends from these things, and it's wild on how you make them. It's wild on how you make friends like that, and it's okay. For example, Chef Boy RC, he's a streamer, and one night I was streaming, and he just raided me. And we play Hunt Showdown together every Tuesday now. And it's just been... to think that I would ever be in Chef's YouTube video that he just posted today, never would have imagined it. I never would have imagined that I would make someone else's YouTube video. You know what I mean? It blows my mind that, it just happens like that. It just blows my mind. And it blows my mind the fact that I do this, that I stream and I podcast, that I make all these good friends and I have all these great connections, and I cannot take this blessing for granted. I cannot take this blessing for granted. Every day I thank God when I get up and say my prayers that thank you for all of the amazing friends and all the amazing success that you have brought me in streaming and podcasting. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really what keeps me going, because it's I don't get out much anymore. I do comedy once a month, and I really don't get out that much. So like having friends to hang out with, and just it's just an amazing blessing that God's given me. It really has. It really has. And I can't thank him enough for that. And I gotta thank Joe Buck for my new little obsession. Well, I can't say obsession. I can more say I know what I want in my life, and that is white Monster energy drink and Goth baddies, or Colombian baddies. I gotta tell you, my God, I hope I don't have anything in my teeth, and if I do, I apologize. I just ate a pizza. So my Instagram algorithm is perfectly curated to Goth baddies drinking White Monster Energy and Colombian Latinas, and I have to say, I am here for it. I am here for it. Let me say it again for the people in the back. I am here for it. And the thing I think I like about it is because, number one, like, if goth people, I used to be a goth emo person, dressed all in black fingernails, listen to heavy metal music. I still listen to heavy metal music, but like, now that I'm this somewhat, I stopped wearing all black and stopped, paint my fingernails, but like, I still, that older emo goth in me, I still have that. And like, seeing Goth baddies on Instagram, I'm like, I need that in my life. I need that in my life. So, it's I never thought I would be attracted to Goth baddies, but damn it, I am. And then the Latinas, let's give a shout out to the sexy senoritas out there. God bless you. That's all I got. I've never dated a Latina girl before, but I really want to. I really, really want to. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. And I have downloaded some dating apps to finally get back out there on the market, and the only thing I'm swiping on is Latina girls and chicks that look goth. That is all I'm swiping on, because honestly, white chicks anymore, white women, are just like boring bowls of lukewarm noodles, in my opinion. And they're just boring. And ladies, if you're listening to this, the white ladies, if you're listening to this, step your fucking game up. Step your game up. Like, that's it. That's my public service announcement for you. But, and I've always had that, it's not that I don't like white women. It's just, they're boring. They're boring. They're boring. Every season, it's the Han Solo look with the brown boots and the sweater vest with your dumb looking Starbucks. Every season, nothing changes. Nothing changes. At least with like Latinas and goth baddies, you get a little variety in there. The white women, y'all don't. No, no. And you're and somebody, and a lot of people are gonna be watching this and going, "Well, you're just a plain white dude. What, you know, what are you gonna offer? What kind of variety do you have? I don't. I don't have any variety in me. That's probably why I need it in my life, to get a little variety in my life. You know what I mean? If you are not that kind of person in life, there's nothing wrong with having it in your life. You know what I mean? So, there you go. Yep. There you go. Man, I just, it's so funny because, like, Joe and I will send reels about goth baddies back and forth all the time, and it makes me laugh so much. It makes me laugh so much because it's like, I want that in my life. Goth baddies, that is, or Colombian Latinas, Colombian girls. There was this one. She was 23 years old. She was a hit woman, and she was Colombian. And I just got to tell you, if her pardoning bill was she could stab me in the neck while calling me Poppy, go right for it. She's a free woman. A free woman. And live live by the empanada, die by the empanada. So yeah, that's pretty much what's new and exciting in my life. My current passion for goth baddies and Colombian girls. We'll see where that takes me. We'll see where that takes me. I mean, I've had my life ruined quite a few times over women, white women. Let's give some goth baddies or some Colombian baddies a chance to do it. You know what I mean? It's might as well do it with the thing I'm wanting to have in my life. So, if you are watching this and you're saying that I am a complete idiot for it, and that I shouldn't be saying something like this, well, don't really care. I don't really care because you don't live my life. So, anyway, it's not actually not anyway. It's just, it's so funny to me that like goth girls, like, damn, like there are some, like, damn. And I know that the girls on Instagram are not going to be walking around here in real life, in the IRL. Maybe, you never know. I don't get out that much, so I don't know. But, start going to some, I might start going to some goth conventions around here. I really might, just to see what's up. Like, and I'll show up in a polo and khaki pants, like, no, I'm into goth girls, so, consider me an ally. And like I said, I used to be that emo goth, and I think it's just funny to me how your attractions change over time. Because I was just like, I was a plain boring white dude, plain boring white dude. Now it's like, let's spice things up a little bit. I'm single, I got no kids, you know. If you know, you know. Um, yeah, yeah. That's where I'm at this week. Goth girls and Colombian girls is where I'm at this week. I got like there's no me sitting here going, uh, you know, the future this or to help you with anything like that. If you like what you like, you like it. What can I say? What can I say? If you like it, you like it. Don't let anyone tell you any different because they don't live your life and they probably suck anyway. They're probably miserable and want you to be miserable. Trust me, I know a few people in real life here. They're miserable and they just want you to be miserable so they can say that they have company. Misery doesn't love my company. Misery will not love my company because guess what? It ain't gonna have it. It is not gonna have it. I will bring either that goth bat girl or that Colombian girl to Thanksgiving dinner, and I will sit there happy as a clam. And yep, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yep. So I'm here. I'm here to experience life to the fullest, and I'm here to experience uh what life has to offer. I just said that. I had nothing. I had nothing. But I mean, hey, the best part about it is that I only have me to tell me no. I only have me to tell me no, and that's the best part. Um, goth girls and Colombian girls. It's a wild wild concept that um I would be attracted to those because like you would have got me 2 years shit even 6 years ago I would have just been happy with you know a friend to come over. Like now I have plenty of people to call friends and I have really good friends, only a few that I talk to, and you know now it's like because I was only you know what, honestly no, I've never really been only attracted to white women. I've been attracted to like who has a good soul, who makes me laugh, you know. um and I can say I've been a bit of a shallow Hal in my day. Shallow Hal in my day. Only certified baddies could get at me. But now it's like, you got a good soul and no kids. Hit me up. Um, so hey, that's where life goes and that's where life is. For me anyway. That's all I can say about it. Um, and the fun part is that every experience is just a good story. Whether it ends bad or good, it's a good story. It's a good story to tell your future grandkids if you have any. The way it's looking right now, because I'm almost 40 with no kids, so and I said at 35, if I turn 35, I'm never having them. And you never say never. It could be next week that I get the love of my life, Colombian or goth girl, uh, you know, pregnant, and and you just never know. You never know. So never knowing is probably the best thing because it keeps things a little spicy through your life. Because if you always know, then what's the point? What's the point in doing all this? What is the point? Um, and I gotta say, life has been very, very, very fun. Even all the ups and downs, and all the bad and goods, and all the failed relationships, and like life has been good. There is no other way I could live this life. I would rather sit here right now than be a king in the olden times. You know what I mean? And I quote that to because the burnt peanut said that, and it's true. It's true. He said, I would rather have $10 in an internet connection than be a king back then, because like kings only lived to 27 and all of your wives smelled like a fish market. You know what I mean? Like, you know? So it's there's no other time that I would rather live in than right now, because it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Um, it's just so much fun in what happens in the world. And there's an Instagram account I follow that like, let's talk about the good things that's happened throughout the world instead of all the bad things, because 90% of your internet is bad. It's only going to tell you the bad. So I seriously hold on to all of the good. And if someone tells me about the bad, I pray for it. And here's some good. It's a little good and bad. I don't know if I talked about this last episode, but that little monkey Punch. I don't know if y'all heard about this little monkey, but this little guy, I'd take a bullet for that little monkey. I really would, because like his mom abandoned him, and all the other monkeys are harassing him and whatnot. But like, he's showing resilience, and he's showing, aptitude on, like, he's not giving up. And it's like, you go, little Punch. You go. You go. You know what I mean? Like, you go get those goth baddies, and you go get those Colombian girls. Colombian baddies. You know what I mean? If you want that in your life, you gotta live. You gotta live. You gotta live. So, yeah, it's been fun, folks. It's been fun. And tomorrow I gotta do taxes. Like, buddy, okay. Why do we even have to do taxes anymore? Why do we even have to do taxes anymore? You're telling me I gotta pay the government. Who knows? With this whole new tax law thing, who knows? We'll find out. But last year when I did it, yeah, I filed. Yeah. Yeah, we filed. Yeah. I was thinking if I remember I filed or not. Yeah, I file every year. Yeah. But it makes no damn sense as to why we file shit. Like, ever since all this like horrible funding has come out, I've really taken a back seat to I want my money back. I know that. And they sure got a lot. Anyway, let's get on to something fun. Tried a new Monster flavor this week. It's Voodoo Grape. Banger of a flavor. Banger. I'll say it again. Banger of a flavor. I've also wanted to, I'm looking into getting my passport because I want to go travel, man. I figure I go over to Egypt and see the pyramids before they get blown up. So, anyway, I think we might make this another short episode this week. There's not a lot that I need to teach you all or tell you guys anymore, because it's like there's nothing that's changed. Streaming and podcasting and working. That's it. I got on dating apps and I have a new love for goth girls and Colombian girls. That's the only thing that's changed. There's nothing else in my life that's changed. Hang on. Excuse me. I know we're not supposed to sneeze in the middle of a podcast, but it happened. Yeah, there's not a lot that's changed here. So like when something changes, we'll talk about it. But there's nothing else to talk about. You know what I mean? So remember, always put your creator first. Always put God first in your life. Always praise him for everything, good, bad, worse, better. Um and rely on him and ask him everything. Consult him first before doing anything. Anything. And remember to fear God and keep his commandments. And I will see you on the next one.